So probably a year or so ago, whenever I spoke at a conference or was invited to participate on a panel, invariably I was asked about paywalls, and often people said The Guardian was crazy about not considering a paywall. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not philosophically opposed to paywalls. We've done the math fairly regularly, and we just don't think it works for The Guardian. And after all, we're owned by the Scott Trust, and our mission is to amplify The Guardian's journalism and to ensure The Guardian in perpetuity. Funnily enough, the conversation has really changed just in the last year or so, because I think the world has changed dramatically in that very short period of time, and opportunities for us on monetization have never been better. So let me give you an example. We've recently launched something called G-Labs. And what that is a part of the commercial team that works with big brands who want to reach audiences. And many brands are coming to The Guardian Direct because they want to think beyond the world of banners and buttons. You know, we've all realized for a long time that doesn't quite work as effectively for some campaigns. So we're now working very closely with brands, often in hand with the editorial team, to understand new opportunities. A good example of that would be, we worked with EE fairly recently, and because of EE, we ended up building a whole new product called Guardian Witness. And this was an app which allowed users to upload photographs, and the editorial team sent them kind of set assignments every day. Those assignments could be quite light-hearted. So for example, it would be something like, I don't know, send us a photo of your Sunday lunch, or it could be something very serious, for example, photos from the streets of Syria. That's had an amazing response, and that was only possible by working hand in hand with a brand. We're incredibly excited about video, and I think part of the excitement about video is we're not quite sure where it's going to go. We love a challenge at the Guardian, but we can see that video is going to play an enormous role in what we do, both from a commercial point of view, but also editorially. We know that we have to think beyond text, and so much of our content, our journalism, those stories can be told in new and exciting ways, and video's got a very important role to play in that. So for example, we've just appointed a new person in editorial called Merapy Mills, who's leading the thinking around how we take video to the next step. One thing we do know is that video tomorrow is not going to look how video looks today. So we've seen a lot of changes in our digital content as it becomes more open, more interactive, more participative. And we expect to see those changes in video in the not too distant future. So we took the decision just over a year ago to look at both our web offering and look at making changes on our app offering. And it's been a very interesting journey, because I think at the time we had a lot of hard questions about why would you do both? If you have an HTML5 responsive website, why do you even need an app? But for us, we've seen over the last year or so that the users of the app are very different from the users of the mobile web, and we want both. The users of the app really probably represent a fairly small percentage of our total user base, which is around about 100 million unique browsers a month at the moment. But they represent probably our most loyal and our most engaged users. And that number is growing. So we see a role for both, and that's why we took the decision to make developments and changes, enhancements on both those platforms. Probably within the next month or two, the new Guardian app will be sort of hitting your local app store. It's going to have a very new, fresh look and feel. We believe we've made the user experience much more superior. There's going to be international versions for the first time. So for example, we're making sure that our really loyal users in Australia, our users in the US as well, they also can access the Guardian app, and it'll be sort of additionalized for their area as well, so they won't be just reading about us boring Brits the whole time. And I think you'll see lots of the new functionality really spring to life, for example with things like the World Cup, which is just a few weeks away. I think it's not going to be so dramatically different that people open it up and just go, oh my God, what the hell just happened to my Guardian app, which we see sometimes with those app changes. But I think, as I say, it's got a very different look and feel. We're trying to really take advantage of the native functionality and just add lots of sort of elements of delight along the way. So I'm sure as you download it, as it becomes available, you'll see that it actually is a far superior product.